nights are so bright, dancing till morning's light. Togo whispers sweet dreams, it means magic in her streams. Nigeria sings a tune underneath the silver moon. Solo traveler feels the beat, every line beneath her feet. She's a wanderlust queen.
Hello, welcome everyone. Whoa, knocking things over. I did not expect to be here today because I thought I was going to be on a bus, and I'm not. Okay, I'm going to turn it on so I can see the chat. So if you are seeing this, I'm going to ask you to drop something in the chat just so I know you're there. I'm doing this on TikTok again. I mean, I'm always doing this on YouTube. YouTube's the primary. But it's supposed to be going out on TikTok, but because I'm not streaming it on TikTok itself, it doesn't save it. And so I can't verify that it's on TikTok. So if someone's on TikTok and you drop something in the chat as a comment or whatever, I'd really appreciate it to see if it comes up here on my restream. So I appreciate that. So let's talk about where Africa Tour 2025 is. Let's start with, yes, I was going to be on a bus today. I was going to be on a bus from Tamale to Accra in Ghana. And this is a little bit of a hurry up and wait situation. I have to get down to Accra so I can start applying for visas for Togo, Benin, and Nigeria. I'll continue as I go. I will be applying for the visas. So once I'm in Nigeria, I'll apply for Cameroon, and when I'm in Cameroon, I'll apply for Gabon, that kind of thing. But I was going to get the first three countries here in Accra. But I ran into I made a few miscalculations. I'm just going to be really honest with you. I goofed. First of all, I'm so used to being able to pick up and go so quickly that I thought, oh yeah, I'll just extract my stuff that I always take with me, and I'll be able to go because my friend Abdullah is basically buying all my furnishings and all that, and so he's going to just come get them after I leave, and so I don't have to worry about anything. I just need to pull my stuff out and go, and he will take care of the rest. The thing is, I've actually been here more than 2 years. We're talking like 2.5 years. And I had not intended on staying that long, but I did travel last year. This time last year, I was down south traveling around Ghana. That's why I have all those great Ghana videos. So it's not like I haven't traveled. But the thing is, when you travel around a country and you have a home base, well, you don't have to take everything with you. So it's not like I was organized the same way as if I were leaving the country and leaving for good. Okay, so that's what this comes down to a lot. So first off, I misjudged how long it would take to go through the stuff to extract the things I really wanted to take with me. 2.5 years is long enough, even though I tried really hard not to get an accumulation of things. 2.5 years is long enough for some stuff to accumulate and there to be a lot of stuff to go through. And I have a lot of stupid notes. I have like little notebooks with stuff going on in them and all that. And I got to go through and, do a little paper shredding with passwords and just go through all that, which is in the desk. It also doesn't help that I had to go through Tim's stuff. Now, I went through his stuff a couple months ago, but then I took anything that looked interesting that I might want to take with me, and I just tossed it in my suitcase, I'll evaluate it later. And I didn't leave enough time for that reevaluation process. So that was mistake number one. Mistake number two was when I was down in Accra, I decided, okay, I have a bag that when it's zipped down, it could actually pass as an international carry-on. I don't use it as a carry-on. I use it as a check bag, but I love being in this smaller bag. And I could expand it if I need to. And then I had what I called my tech bag, which is a nice North Face backpack. It's really good. But the thing is, it's like a 40-liter backpack, and it gets full. Well, the problem with that is if you're on a bus and that's what you're keeping at the seat with you because it's got your laptop in it, it takes up half the seat, or you've lost all your footroom, or it's just really uncomfortable. They technically have an overhead. Oh, but that overhead is just tiny. It's a really skinny overhead, and there's no way I could almost never put it up top. And it never fully fit under the seat in front, and it was just too big to carry on the bus with me. Or I did it, but it was uncomfortable. So I decided I wanted a smaller bag on the bus. So I have my slightly smallish suitcase, and I have gotten. This is what I've gotten. Okay, I know I can only see partial what I've seen here. Okay, this is what I picked up in Accra. It's inexpensive, but it is just, it's the smallest backpack I could get that would still hold my laptop. I actually got one smaller. It was like a kid's backpack, but it wouldn't hold the laptop. So this is the smallest bag I could get that would hold my laptop. Now, if I can keep it from being too full, I can keep it pretty flat, and I might even manage to get it in the overhead. Where it's lacking is it doesn't have, like, there's no little outer pocket for like pens and keys and the little stuff you want to hold, but there's none inside either. Um, it has a few pockets in here, but not like I really need. If I keep looking, maybe I'll find the perfect small backpack that is both small like this and has the pockets, but I don't know if it exists. I don't know if they create that feature for small backpacks. Okay, so that is my problem there. So what happened is I also forgot. See, I can't believe I. Well, time. I've been here a long time. You get rusty. Is that sometimes when we were packing, my suitcase would be full, and Tim would sometimes, he had a bigger suitcase, and he would sometimes take over some of my things. Not a lot, just like one or two items, that kind of thing. But he sometimes took on board one or two. Okay, I hope you stayed with me. Power went out. I am now running this through my phone, so I hope you can still see and hear me properly. Um, Looks like we're okay. It looks a little granular. I see that. I see I'm a little pixelated, but it's the best I've got right now. Of course, the power went out. Uh, it's been one of those weeks, run out of water right before. The electricity was running out. We filled it. This is not a case of the unpaid electricity. But okay, I was talking about the bags. Oh, so Tim would sometimes take some of my stuff when I do. So I wasn't really fitting into just those small backpacks. And when I had the bigger backpack, the thing is, my assistant's going to take my old computer, and he has to take that backpack with it because it's kind of a monster. It's a 14-inch, and you're not going to find it's hard to find a backpack to fit that computer, and it fits that one perfectly. And to be honest, I still don't want a bigger backpack on the bus. That's the whole point. I want. So I have decided to go. I have the backpack that Tim had been using. It's a medium size. It's designed to, even though I'm not using it to carry the laptop, it has a laptop sleeve, then it has like two sections for clothes. It's designed as like a weekender or a business trip bag. And so I'm going to have the carry-on suitcase and the medium backpack, and then I'm going to have my little backpack for on the bus, and that keeps the stuff that I need to keep close to me, like the laptop, the extra hard drives, and all that stuff. Um, and the extra hard drives have become so important because it's so hard to get stuff up to the cloud sometimes, and I have so much material. So that's actually a big deal. Is I've been rebalancing all my hard drives and my data, and I'm going to go into my Dropbox and start getting rid of duplicates of things and extras and all that, and try and trim that down. That's over the next 6 months. That's a huge. I'm going to be much better organized on this tour. I'm going to, like, every day, I bring footage home. I'm going to just, hey, that's not so good. There's nothing special in there. Delete, 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 delete. I'm going to delete a lot more before I get to the video making process. Um, so those were my screw ups. I misjudged the time, and I misjudged the size, and that was me. As I say, being a little rusty, a little overly optimistic, a little overly optimistic, and this gives me time, honestly. Then because it's like the end of the holiday, the New Year, everyone's leaving. So when I went to change my ticket, I couldn't get another ticket till Tuesday, which is completely fine because then I'm going to be able to say a better farewell to, like, Tama Troop. I went to see him yesterday, and we all said hey and all that. But then on Monday, I'll make sure and give them a big hug goodbye and all that. I'm getting a lot of big hugs goodbye from. It's really nice. It's actually going to be hard to leave here. Leaving has actually made me want to come back sooner. You know, I'm starting to look at things like, well, maybe I could come back and do, like, Ghana tours 6 months out of the year, and then travel other places 6 months out of the year. I don't know. I'm leaving things open. Who knows what's going to happen over the next 2 years of traveling around Africa? No clue. But so yeah. So the lesson in all this for you, since I'm an experienced traveler, and yeah, I still screw up. I was stressing too. I was stressing until I decided, yeah, I'm going to move it. I'm going to move my departure date. And my whole point in the departure date was so that I could get down to Accra and get the visa process started. I wanted to be there on Monday morning in the embassy to get the visa, the first visa. As I say, I've got 3 to get. But you know what? 2 days isn't going to kill me. And, you know, if I have to leave something out in Togo or Benin, like, there's some waterfalls in Togo, but they're kind of the flip side. They're the same forest as the Volta region in Ghana, which I did do. I mean, there's literally, the border is there, but it's just a political border. It's the same forest. I'm not saying I don't want to cover everything, but if I had to, shave off a couple days, that might be a place to do it since I've already kind of been to that region. Um, hey, if you're going to this spot in Togo, just watch my video on Ghana. You know, sometimes it is that simple though. So, and I've been through Benin, so I can maybe go a little faster just because I know where I'm going. I know, I can just. Oh, okay. We just went off for a second, lost connection, but yeah. So hopefully if your travel's scheduled really tight, my tip is start earlier than you think you need to start. And it is easier when you have a base that you're going back to because, um, but if you don't have as tight a travel, you know what? Take a few extra days. Save yourself the stress. I let myself stress for too long before I decided to just delay it a little bit. Really, I should have decided that sooner. Um, but that's the big lesson from my mistakes is either give yourself more time if your time is set, or put yourself into a lesser stress situation. Oh, hey, power's back. Put yourself into a lower stress situation if you can. Put yourself there sooner than later. Just you need a few more days. Take a few more days. Let's see. Oh, this was really cool, and I don't know if she'll be watching. So if you're watching, hi. Uh, I went down to the cultural center yesterday, and I got recognized. A woman. I believe she was from somewhere in Europe. We spoke, and yet it was a little bit hectic because of everything that was going on around us, and so we didn't speak for that long. But she recognized me, and she was saying she really enjoyed the videos, and that she came here because of me. I don't know if she meant she came to Tamale because of me or if she came to Ghana because of me, but either one is really cool. I mean, to know that I'm hoping she's having a great trip. I hope she is just going to have a really awesome time, and it just made me feel really good to know that yeah, someone came here because they enjoyed my videos and they saw the coolness that I see here in Ghana and especially up here in the north, and that was really nice. That was really cool, and she was really sweet. And I regret not getting her name. I apologize for that. As I say, there was a lot going on. But so yeah, that was just a little bit of awesome coolness that happened yesterday. Yesterday was this. It turned into this whirlwind. I went to change the bus ticket, and then I get there and she recognizes me, and then everyone in the cultural troop is saying hey, and then I get a call that the young girl, the young woman who cleans my place, she had come over with her sister, and her sister I knew because she's the chef at Picorna Hotel, and she's awesome, but her sister is the one that introduced me to her to have her clean my house because her Fadila is a nursing student, and cleaning my house once a week keeps her, I'm sure, in pizza money and then some. And I'm not meaning really pizza money, but you know what I mean. Uh, so it was really nice of her to come over and make sure to get a chance to say goodbye because they hadn't heard about me changing my plans yet, but it's all good. um, let's see. Oh, one of the things I was going to mention is one of the things when they talk about like doing one bag travel or minimalist travel is, first of all, if you're a large person, whether it be tall or fat or both, um, your clothes are not as small as everybody else's. So it's really hard to do one bag travel anyways. And you can for one trip. As I say, around Ghana, I was fine. Um, but it takes more space in your suitcase to fit your clothes. But one of the things I have is that, like, because I can't just buy clothing anywhere, I can't just say, oh, I'm going to get here, and if it's cold, then I'll buy some cold weather clothing. I can't guarantee I'm going to find what I need in my size. Okay. And what I discovered, well, not discovered, I rediscovered. I've been carrying around a light layer with me, and like one pair of jersey pants to sleep in because that's actually I can only wear that at the coldest time of year here. And I reinvestigated. It's like, do I really need this? Does it really get that cold in Southern Africa? Not just South Africa, but Southern Africa, Botswana, Namibia, all that. And their coldest time of year is actually what we Westerners would call summer, June, July, August. Okay, hopefully I'm still on. Um, and it's like, oh yeah, I need to keep that cold weather gear with me. Okay, so because of the clothing thing, I have to carry a few more items than the average person because I got to keep them with me, even if I'm not going to need them for this whole coming year until I get down to like Angola and Namibia. And even then, I'm getting there in a moderate season. I may not even need it until a second and back. I don't want to just guess and hope that I can find something I need then. And they're fairly small. But I also have to carry my production thing with me, but I don't carry a ton of camera equipment, but I've got a few things. I've got a couple of tripods. I've got a ring light, just a little. Oh, let me try something here. I might be off for just a half a second. Fine. But okay, we're going to do a quick thing here. We're going to do a quickie thing. Okay, I switched back to the house Wi-Fi that hopefully will stay on. Power stays on. So yeah, I just there's some things I need to carry with me that I need to carry even though I don't use them a ton. And if you're just going on a single trip and you have a base at home, you don't have to worry about that. But being on the road full time, everything I own is in the suitcase and the backpack and then the little bitty backpack. So we're going to try this. You know, the other option would be to buy a slightly larger suitcase, but the suitcase I have is really nice. I mean, it's not fancy, but it's well built, and I don't really want a bigger bag, even if it's not even a medium, still a medium sized bag. I don't really want to go bigger. And also, if someone were to do something nefarious, the more important stuff is actually in the medium sized bag, not the big one. So if they think, oh, I better get away with something by getting the big bag, it's gonna have the least important stuff in it to me. My daily stuff, the stuff that you unpack every time you get to a new hotel or guest house, that is going to be in the medium sized bag. So that's it. But as I say, yeah, I can't give up the cold weather clothing because when I get down there, it can get chilly overnight. And I know if you're sitting there and you're in a really cold place right now, you're cursing the heck out of me. But let me tell you this: yesterday I was walking around town and I'm like, man, I'm getting a little tired. You know, I was doing okay, but I was getting tired. And I reminded myself, oh yeah, that's because you're walking around in like 98-degree weather, like 37, 38 Celsius. And it's like, that's like 98, almost 100-degree weather. And it's like, okay, yeah, you have a reason to be tired, you know. So, so if you're sitting there cold right now, I'm sorry, but the idea of being in anything below the 60s is just sounds frigid to me. I would be freezing. Let's see. Anything else here? When I'm on a good day, I write little notes. Space size, skip waterfall. Yeah, the stuff I need to carry. That's legit. And I'm trying not to carry too much extra of anything. You know, I had all those shirts that I got in Accra when I was no, actually when I was traveling all around southern Ghana. I'm not keeping all of them. I am keeping a couple more than I originally. I only carried 3 shirts with me. Um, I'm keeping a few more than that. But now that I've added I had to, even if I took those out, that wasn't going to give me enough room to not have the extra bag. So tonight I'm making the absolute final decisions on what stays and what goes for the big bag and you know, but if I'm going to have an extra bag, you know, I've got 2 of them that look a little bit dressy. And so if I have to do something dressy, then I will put one of those on, you know. And I want to keep some that are nice. And they do wear out. So as, you know, one wears out and I have to let it go as I travel, then I'll just have another one already ready to replace it too. So it's not wasteful and I'm trying not to overdo it. I'm not keeping all of them. Um, so if you have stuck with me this long through the power outage and the disconnects, thank you. Uh, Everything is still going. It's still going, and actually, it's just getting started. As I say, Accra is going to be a little hurry up and wait. I'm going to get down there, and I don't have a ton to do in Accra. I've done almost everything that I want to do in Accra, but there's going to be stuff. I'll keep I'll keep you up to date just because there is going to be stuff and there's going to be the pieces. And I don't know if I told you this, but I am going to maybe spend a weekend in Kokorbite at Big Millie's backyard, and it's a party scene. They've got performers and all that going all weekend. They got a bar and drinks and food. I'm not big on drinking, but you know, and you can stay there. It's an accommodation too, and it's right on the beach in Kokorbite. And so I'm figuring while I'm waiting for the visas to come in, um, if the timing works out right, I know they have the performances on like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or just Saturday, Sunday. I'll go up on like a Friday afternoon, come back either Sunday afternoon or Monday, and then be right back at the embassy to pass it, to take it, hopefully, pick it up from one embassy and take it to the next. That's, that's the plan. So if all goes well, you'll get a nice little weekend broadcast from Kokorbite. Um, but yeah, so I'm just going to end up hanging out in Accra until I get my visas. Um, and then it's off to Togo. Togo. And Togo's going to be fun. It's short. It's a tiny little country. There's a little bit up north that I'm hoping to go see. Even if I don't do the waterfalls, there is a bit up north to see, and hopefully be able to do all that, and then I'll come down, and then I'll go over to Benin. And Benin and Togo both have a really strong voodoo culture, Vodun voodoo traditional beliefs. And I'm going to try and see what I can explore in Togo. I know it's easy to explore in Benin, but I'm going to see what I can explore in Togo as well. And that should be very interesting. So, yeah, we're going. Just a couple days delay, but then I get to be here with you today. So, next Saturday, I'm staying at a place that should have good internet. So, if all goes well, I will try really hard to do this again next Saturday. If I don't do it at the same time, I'll try and do one anyways, and you can look for the rebroadcast or the continuing broadcast. A little bit just depends on how it's going. Once I'm on the road, I can't promise a set time every week. You know, Once I'm on the road, who knows? So that's something to be aware of, but I am going to try and keep them up while I'm in Accra. And that's it. Thank you for joining me. And we're going to be setting off on this journey soon. Let your friends know. Ghana to Namibia 2025. And I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.